We offer you deep historical information from history on YouTube channel. Subscribe. Now don't forget to turn on notifications.
The founding and history of Botswana, Africa's extraordinary achievement. The region we now know as Botswana has a long and complex history. While the first human settlements in the region date back to 100,000 years ago, the migration of Bantu peoples began to shape the demographic structure of the region in the 1st century AD. Various Bantu kingdoms and tribes ruled the region until the 19th century. In the early 19th century, the region began to come under the influence of British colonialism. A colony known as the Protectorate of Botswanan was established in 1885. During this time, the tribes of the region were divided between those who collaborated with the British and those who resisted. Seretse Khama was a prominent figure who emerged as the leader of the Bamangwato tribe and led a peaceful resistance to colonial rule. On 30 September 1966, the Botswanan Protectorate became independent and the Republic of Botswana was born. Seretse Khama was elected as the first head of state. In the post-independence period, the government of Botswana, led by Khama, focused on economic development and political stability. The development of diamond mining and tourism has helped Botswana to become one of the richest countries in Africa. Botswana is considered an exceptional country on the African continent. Since independence, it has maintained political stability, held democratic elections, and demonstrated economic development. Factors behind Botswana's success include a strong tradition of democracy, good governance, anti-corruption, and investment in education. Key periods in Botswana's history: 100,000 years ago. First human settlements in the region's century, Bantu migrations. 19th century, British colonization of the region, 1885, establishment of Botswanan Protectorate, 1966, independence of the Republic of Botswana, 1966-1980, Seretse Khama's presidency, 1980 to the present, a period of economic development and political stability. Botswana's achievements: one of the most stable and democratic countries in Africa, one of Africa's richest countries, a major force in diamond mining and tourism, significant investment in education and health, a successful example in the fight against corruption. Botswana stands out as an exception on the African continent. Its success in the post-independence period can be a source of inspiration for other African countries. The founding and history of Botswana, a detailed overview pre-colonial period. Human presence in Botswana is known to date back 100,000 years. The first people in the region were the San and Khoi peoples. They lived as hunter-gatherer communities. From the 1st century onwards, Bantu migrations began to influence the region. The Bantu peoples were involved in agriculture and pastoralism. These migrations changed the demographic structure of the region and formed the ethnic origins of present-day Botswana, colonial period. In the early 19th century, the region began to come under the influence of British colonialism. A colony known as the Botswanan Protectorate was established in 1885. During this time, the tribes of the region were divided between those who collaborated with the British and those who resisted. Seretse Khama was a prominent figure who stood out as the leader of the Bamangwato tribe and offered peaceful resistance to colonial rule. Khama ensured the prosperity and progress of his tribe by reaching agreements with the British on education and development. Independence and aftermath. On 30 September 1966, the Protectorate of Botswanan gained independence and the Republic of Botswana was established. Seretse Khama was elected as the first head of state. In the post-independence period, the government of Botswana, led by Khama, focused on economic development and political stability. The development of diamond mining and tourism has helped Botswana to become one of the richest countries in Africa. Botswana's achievements, one of the most stable and democratic countries in Africa, one of Africa's richest countries. A major force in diamond mining and tourism, significant investment in education and health, a successful example in the fight against corruption, reasons for Botswana's success, a strong democratic tradition, good governance, fight against corruption, investment in education, effective use of revenues from diamond mining and tourism, a pragmatic approach to international relations, challenges facing Botswana, HIV/AIDS, epidemic, poverty levels, income inequality, climate change, desertification. The future of Botswana. Botswana stands out as an exception on the African continent. Its success in the post-independence period can be a source of inspiration for other African countries. Botswana's future will be determined by challenges such as tackling the HIV/AIDS pandemic, reducing poverty, tackling income inequality, and adapting to the effects of climate change. More information on Botswana. Capital: Gaborone. Population: 2.3 million. Language: English, official. Setswana. Religion: Christianity, majority. African traditional religions. Currency: Pula. Visit Botswana. Botswana is an attractive country for tourists with safaris, diamond mines, and natural beauty. A visa is required to enter the country. The best time to visit is between May and October, when the dry season is in full swing. Details of Botswana's colonial past. The period of British colonization was an important turning point in Botswana's history. It can be characterized by complex alliances, resistance movements, and economic changes. British influences. The British wanted to unite the region with their colonies in Central Africa. They were also interested in Botswanaland because of its potential for valuable minerals such as diamonds. Colonial rule affected the tribal structures in the region, pitting some tribes against each other. Taxation practices and attempts at land grabbing caused resentment among the local population. Seretse and peaceful resistance. Seretse refused to join the British administration of the Botswana Protectorate. Kama, an educated leader, fought the British through diplomacy. The British feared Kama's popularity and banished him from Botswana. Kama did not lose the support of his people, however, and on his return from exile, he was democratically elected head of state. Economic change. During the colonial period, the cattle trade flourished in the region. However, the British passed laws restricting the economic activities of the local people. Diamond mining also began, but the locals did not benefit much from this wealth. Details of the post-independence period. After Botswana gained independence, the country focused on development and stability. Here are some of the key developments during this period. Economic development. Revenue from diamond mining was used to invest in infrastructure and develop social services. Through careful management of diamond revenues, Botswana used its resources in a sustainable way. Democratic development. Botswana is exceptional in Africa for its multi-party democratic system. Regular and transparent elections have ensured political stability. Fighting corruption. Botswana has implemented a strong anti-corruption policy. As a result, investment has been used effectively. Education and health. After independence, significant investment was made in education and health. The number of schools was increased and health services expanded. As a result of these investments, literacy rates increased and infant mortality rates decreased. Interesting customs and traditions from Botswana. Botswana is a country rich in culture and traditions. Many of these traditions are still practiced in everyday life. Traditional greetings. When greeting people in Botswana, you shake hands and say dumela or dumelang. These words mean hello. It is important to show respect to older people. When greeting someone, the elderly person's hand is extended first to shake hands. Traditional clothing. traditional dress in Botswana is known as kitenge. Kitenge is a form of clothing made from colorful and patterned fabrics. Women usually wear a kentege sarong and blouse. Men wear kentege shirts and trousers. Traditional food. Traditional food in Botswana usually consists of maize, meat and vegetables. Serobe is one of the most popular traditional dishes. Serowe is a dish made from maize flour and cooked with meat and vegetables. Mogodu is another popular dish. Mogodu is a stew made from beef intestines. Traditional music and dance. Traditional music and dance are very important in Botswana. Mino is one of the most popular traditional dances. Mino is a dance performed in a circle and accompanied by songs. Kiba is another popular dance. Kiba is a dance performed by men with walking sticks. Other interesting customs: people in Botswana often use the title Ra for men or Emema for women when addressing others. People in Botswana often use the word magotlo, cow, instead of pula, money. People in Botswana often say bogologolo, welcome to guests. Visiting Botswana. Botswana is an attractive country for tourists with safaris, diamond mines and natural beauty. A visa is required to enter the country. The best time to visit is during the dry season from May to October. Conclusion: Botswana's history is one of overcoming adversity and achieving success. Having overcome the effects of colonialism and achieved development and stability, Botswana is recognized as a model country on the African continent. However, tackling problems such as poverty, the HIV/AIDS pandemic and climate change are among Botswana's future goals.
We offer you deep historical information from history on YouTube channel. Subscribe. Now don't forget to turn on notifications.